Welcome, welcome. We are finally back live, y'all. We've been gone for a little minute. We got Phyllis back.
I'm back, y'all. I'm back in the
Phyllis
building,
back.
y'all.
I told y'all we was gonna be in a new studio this week. Well, it was supposed to be last week, but it's been so much going on in our lives personally, and we just had to take a little break. That's all. We just had to take a little break. But we're back and getting in the flow. It's springtime. It is Autism Awareness Month. Um, so we are transitioning. Is the best word to say. Transitioning.
Yeah.
We do have a special guest today. If y'all didn't catch the promo, we have Miss Lillie Mae Jones. I'm gonna bring her up, y'all. I wish that we could have gotten her on the show during Women's History Month because she is definitely multifaceted. She has multiple degrees, and it's just amazing to have a Black queen who's just so dedicated to educating everyone that's on multiple platforms. So we want to say thank you, Miss Lillie Mae, for joining us. Thank you so much
Well,
for
I thank you for having me. It has been it was an interesting Women's History Month for me. So yes, yes.
So will you start by just introducing yourself? I know that you wear many hats, many hats. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, so like she said, my name is Lillie Mae. And yeah, definitely a lot of different titles, but I think the ultimate title is being a daughter, being an auntie, being a sister, and being a caregiver, right? So those are the titles that I hold in great esteem. All these other things don't mean anything if I didn't have my mother, my brother, and my nieces and nephews. So I want to just lay that out there as it is. Now, on the professional side of things, I am a behavioral health practitioner by day. And I also have a consulting firm. And so what I did was I took that and separated it into three different entities. So I have the business component, the civic component, and the social component. And it is titled Lillie Mae, the Collective.
Okay, so can you give us a little background on? I know you've had your consulting business the longest,
Uh-huh.
so can you just tell us a little bit about what that involves?
Yes. So what happened? Pretty much, I am a first generation college student. Not like you would think. Most of the time when you think of first generation college students, you think about, kids growing up in poverty and possibly being the first one in their family to go to college. Well, that wasn't the case for me. I'm a first generation college student because my mother and father were 46 and 56 when they had me. So they, being born in 1929 and 1938, they weren't taught about college like that. They were taught to go to work.
Right.
So my dad went to the military. My mom worked in the school system, but my brother decided he wanted to follow in my dad's footsteps and keep the trucking business going, right? So I'm the oddball. I want to do all these things. I want to go to nursing school first because my dad had Alzheimer's when I turned 14. He went into Alzheimer's. So for me, I was like, okay, I'm going to nursing school because I want to take care of my dad. Nobody's taking care of my daddy but me. However, he passed away as I was going to my sophomore year, right? Of college. And so that really did something to me. I was like, okay, I'm getting too attached. I love people. I get attached to people. I don't know if I can do this nursing thing outside of my family realm. Well, I was blessed to work in financial aid while I was in nursing school, right? That gave me a wealth of knowledge and information on the process. All right. Fast forward, I get to Virginia State for my actual undergrad career because the nursing school, it was a technical school, even though they did have some 2 and 4 year programs, and I was blessed to be able to stay in an apartment. What freshman get an apartment their first year in school? So I was happy, right? Listen, that's
That's
why
why
you
I
gotta
didn't
go.
want to go.
That's why you gotta go to school in the mountains with your counterparts, because that's where the nice schools be. That's where I went. So yeah, we got to Virginia State. And one of the things that I want to make sure that I leave viewers with, no matter what your child's major is, make sure that they volunteer or intern outside of their major. Because what happened was, while I was a criminal justice and biology major,
Ooh, girl, that was me.
yes, I was doing other things. So I was working at Legal Justice Institute in victim services, right? I was doing some things with the school, with Petersburg school system, because I was at Virginia State. So it's like I was doing all these things. Well, guess what? I can put that stuff on my resume, right? And I'm learning new skills. So when I graduated, I had all of these skills, but prior to that, I never went to my academic advisor. I was doing my own advising. Well, when I figured out I'm graduating on time with all my stuff, I started helping my peers. Then I started doing job preparedness, writing resumes, hosting mock interviews. That's how Sanaj Consulting got started. It was all about career readiness, job preparedness. Well, after that happened, I transitioned to graduate school, then on to law school, and it was just like, hold on, I have all of these skills, right? I'm going to operate a business. Graduate from grad school, get into the government. I met an older gentleman, and he worked with a family services place called DePaul. And I would never forget, his name is Mr. Tom Morris. Shout out to Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris said, "You work in each discipline for 5 years. And by the time you are 40, you will not be working for anybody else." Me being me, all right, Mr. Morris, I'm going to work in each discipline 3 to 4 years, and I'm going to do it. Lo and behold, I did. I went from the Department of Corrections to the Department of Social Services to the Department of Education, and now I'm on the behavioral health side. And I can honestly say I have been granted a wealth of information. It has helped the businesses kind of transition into this tripod with the business, civic, and social. And that's why I had to go from Sanaj Consulting to Lillie Mae the Collective to encompass all three brands, which really they all are fused together.
Yes. I guess that's also how you tied all the degrees together. Cause I counted like a total of like 4 different degrees, and I was just like, "Ooh, that's a lot of school for me. That's a lot for Elmo."
And I will say this. It has been a blessing because like everybody, I did some studies at Duke University. And what ended up happening was, because I went back home to my hometown, I was blessed with the opportunity to open what was called the Office of Comprehensive Services. So it's a state operated, locally administered program. And because of that program and needing so many additional skills, I was able to go and get my certificate in nonprofit management free of charge from the Duke University. Where they do that at?
Blessings on top of blessings.
Listen.
Definitely.
So that's why, look, that's why I be telling people, I'm so grateful and so thankful. That's why I pop my shit, because the churn, they don't be ready.
I feel like we're in a different generation now where
And we are. And we are. We are.
not saying that it's a downplay on education, but it's like the requirements to get certain jobs have changed, and they're requiring even the simplest job now to have a degree. Like I was a person who I haven't completed my degree yet, but it definitely made my journey a lot different from people who have gone and got degrees, and then a lot of people that I know have degrees, they don't even work in their field.
I don't work in my field that I went to school for, but yeah.
Yeah, and so like I had this discussion with one of my siblings all the time about how sometimes I wish I could go back and change that because there's another experience you get when you go to college that I feel like I might have missed out on. But to be able to cross that into several and begin several different businesses is just amazing. I think we are in a time where entrepreneurship is getting pushed a lot more in this generation, and I think people have to understand they have to be open to asking for help,
Yes. Yes.
doing research and the knowledge for themselves, and that word of mouth will always, despite social media, word of mouth will always be the number one
Yes.
priority.
Yes. And let me say this. I have a career. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not quitting my job with my good benefits and health insurance just to be in business. So I'm gonna be real with you. I don't push being a sole proprietor or solely being a business owner to anybody, because I also know that some people are meant to work for somebody that can lead them, and some people just can do it. So I feel like social media is doing people a great disservice, making everybody think that they a business owner or entrepreneur. No. Now let's just say it.
You a content creator, but it don't make you the best business.
There you go. And you have to understand that with all of these things popping up, right? The only coaches I knew growing up was my gymnastics coach, my softball coach, or my basketball. Those were coaches. I'm not knocking nobody's online trainings or whatever. But there are those of us who have to have 4,000 clinical hours to be able to sit with somebody and coach them on what to do. You can't get that in 6 weeks. Hell, we still have to have continuing education every year. So I think that what's happening, all of these 6-week do-it-yourself courses got everybody thinking that they can change everybody's life. And that's why people are so messed up, because you got people out here getting these certificates online and then trying to change people's lives. It doesn't work like that. I even have to consult with my supervisors because my area of expertise are children and adolescents with severe emotional disorders. Now, my emphasis
Oh, my
is
place.
in autism and ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else I can work with, but I don't consider myself to have an expertise in it.
Mm.
With our job now, we're kind of short staffed. So those of us that started out as kid case managers, now I have adults. I'm gonna tell you, I don't like adults.
They can be the hardest ones.
No, I'm right with her. That's why I tell
You
people
know why?
children.
Because they don't feel like there's nothing wrong with them. I tell people all the time, I'm crazy as hell and I work with crazy people. So what's up? But I know that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I say that because y'all, one of my major passions, and the reason that I even created this platform is simply because I got tired of seeing people trying to live their life for what they see on social media, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to beat their face before their man or somebody else's man that they sleeping with wake up so that they can look good because they don't want them to see them looking regular. Baby, I got traction alopecia, and every chance I get, I let the people see me as I am. Because people need to know nobody wakes up with a full beat face every day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to be transparent, especially in where we're, like I said, in the age of where we're in social media, and then there's so many younger kids that are unmonitored on social media, and so they're just stopping up everything that they see.
I
Yeah.
see this every day as an educator, as a special educator who works with children who have emotional disabilities. I see this every single day. Who they look up to, their ideology of where they think they're going to be in life. Um, they don't. These kids don't care about anything.
They
They
don't.
have no regards for life.
They don't.
They don't love themselves. They don't even like themselves.
Mm-mm.
And the hardest thing that I see now, I've been in SPED for I think it's my 8th year in SPED. And just seeing how now being smart is frowned upon. It's really weird
Yep.
because you want to be the dummy. Like
Yep.
you don't want your friends to know that you're smart and
But
you want to come to school and act a fool.
what community though? It's only cool to be dumb in what community?
It's in our community.
Oh, okay.
And the crazy thing is, my school is about 95% Hispanic. And I literally have had conversations with the other Black educators, and I have said the Black children that are there, we really off the chain, especially our young Black boys. Off the chain. Because it's this image that they're trying to portray. And it's just like when you get them alone, they're really children. They're really babies. But when they're with their friends or out and about, like everybody is NBA young boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, of course. Well, you have to think about it. So we have adults, right, that think that they're Alicia Keys and they think they're Beyonce, and so like the kids don't have nowhere to get any good sense from. You don't have mamas no more. You don't have, hell, you don't even have great grandmas no more. Because great grandma, and mama all out there with the same man or woman. So let's just be what it is what it is. So you don't have anybody. The worst thing I see now is, who do you want to be like when you grow up? So, when we were small, like mommy or like daddy or like your teacher, now some of us were like, oh, I want to be like Jordan. When the kids get older,
right.
But our generation, we wanted to be like somebody that was close to us that we knew. Now everybody want to be like who they see on Instagram. And I wish you remember that machine that Steve Urkel had on Family Matters? I wish I had one of those machines so that I could legit put some of these people in there so that they could get in these people's real houses, not the houses you see on TV, not the houses that you see them rent for these videos and photo shoots. They're real homes, and really see what they go through when they lay down and go to sleep at night. Because it look real good on social media. But one thing about it, when you spend your day assessing and evaluating individuals, and baby, I know because in SPED, I was in SPED for a minute. We do a lot of that. We do a lot of observation and behavioral assessments when people don't even know it. Believe it or not, I do that on my Instagram. I will just sit there and study Instagram, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, man.
This is how they deal with the major disorder that they have.
All the time. Like you're looking at, like I tell people, you can pick up on people's behaviors. All you have to do is watch. And especially when you work in anything that involves any type of behavioral services, you can pick up on everything. Like I have an uncle that says, you always just watching. But I read people so well. Yeah. Because you can just tell by their behaviors and the things that they do. And I tell people all the time, I said, I've met people, I'm like, it's like dealing with my kids. It's like dealing with my
Of course.
That's just like them. You're just a grown version of them. But I definitely, like, my uncle always like, you just read the whole family. You diagnosing the whole family. You right. I went to school for this. And so you right.
Yes. It's sad. And like I was telling my mother earlier today, I was like, yo, I said, is that my niece and nephew over there hollering acting foolish? Girl, before I knew it, I said, let me tell you something. You might do all that ignorant, ghetto ass shit when you over there with your mama, but that's not who you are. So you're going to cut it out today. And I'm 6.5 hours away. Guess what them kids did? They stopped in their tracks and they set their asses down because they know Auntie Leo don't play. And the thing is, I don't want to have to label them and teach them differences. But I'm going to tell you something. What I know about Betty Lou and Bo Jones and how they raised my brother and I realized our parents raised us the way our counterparts raised their kids. And I thank God they did, because my brother and I have no need for name brands. We know that we are not defined by the vehicle that we drive. We understand the difference between having wealth and having riches. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's like, you have a different confidence about yourself when you can walk outside in your Walmart jeans. Y'all remember Jordache jeans?
I have this conversation all the time with my students. Like they come in, oh, I got Balenciaga this, Gucci this. I'm very comfortable in my little $6 Walmart leggings. Stop what you doing.
But you can't get, but your mama can't pay the $32.50, which is a discount, and you're getting free lunch. Well, buy your, if you got some Balenciagas, how about you pay for your lunch and let us teachers get the free lunch?
Hello.
Girl, don't get me started, honey. Don't, child, listen. Y'all getting me, and that's why I developed It's Consulting Time and All Things Authentic. Y'all ain't even got to ask no questions because I'm telling you, everything that I've done with these businesses is all for the people. It's purpose over popularity. Popularity got people jumping off of buildings and killing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And can y'all, now I got a question. Can y'all help me understand something? Why is it that we get so distraught about people that we probably gonna never break bread with smacking the shit out of somebody on a national TV show, but your kids walking around smacking the shit out of you and everybody else?
Listen, that's why that was one of the things that I said I did not want to address on the platform, because one, everybody who had a podcast, who had the platform, took it and ran with it. And I said, just because it was on a public platform where it took place, that's the only reason why it's being talked about. And it's
That's
because
what we know.
it was Caucasian people that were in the surroundings. But I said, this happens on the street every day. So,
Listen, y'all can come to my classroom and see that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
from 9 to 3:30.
Thank you. And I was looking for, I'm trying to see if I can find. So my aunt, and like I said, my family's older. So my aunt is 92, right? And y'all, she's so funny. Like, she is really that aunt. Now, see, my mama 83, but see, my mama a whole gangster in these streets. Like, but my aunt is really, that sweet little lady. And so she said, well, Lil, ain't it a shame how that man smacked that man? I said, Elaine, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care. I said, the only reason people know about it is because it was public. Mm-hmm. I said, now think about what would have happened if it would have happened backstage. Nobody would have known about it except for the people that were there. Mm-hmm. I said, and I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm like, I care more about the fact that our men keep killing each other, because that's bothering the culture. Everybody like, oh, he set the culture back. No, nigga, you setting the culture back.
Right. Because most of us
that's
didn't
not
even
our
watch
culture.
Exactly.
Most of
Let's
us,
just be honest, y'all. That's not our culture. They are set apart from us.
And I think part of the reason that it became such a big thing is, one, I don't know why it took the Academy so long to recognize Will Smith as being such a great actor to begin with. And the fact that I think a lot of people on our side of the fence wait to get that acknowledgement or honor from the Academy, who is not really made for us.
It's not. And I feel like it took away from so much other, or so many other monumental moments that even happened. Like, I've been stopped watching the Oscars because I'm sick of them. I'm sick of the Academy. But I just feel like in that sense, it took away from like Samuel L. Jackson finally being awarded an Oscar for all of the amazing roles that Samuel L. Jackson has been in. To me, like, I think Jada's the problem, but nobody asked me. And I'm just going to go with that. And I just feel like this is all we talked about for a week in the last 2 weeks. And now it's like, oh, he's banned from the Oscars for 10 years. Like, who cares?
I don't think they ever wanted to really attend to begin with. It's just the fact that he was nominated.
Right. And it's like, like, I think about like the incident with Beyonce and Jay-Z and Solange in the elevator. We didn't even know that happened until Beyonce put that in a song.
No.
And it still meant nothing. Oh, okay, y'all fighting in the elevator.
I think like it's always going to be some things that happen. Like, I still don't think that Jada and Will's relationship should be public knowledge, because they went through a lot of things that now people don't want to do the research and go back and look at those interviews that have been had. She never wanted to be married. They made a compromise. That's what their relationship looks like. I don't feel like either of them are wrong because that's their relationship. That is what's working for them. We only had to know about the whole entanglement because of August Alsina, and so they felt like they had to address it because of what August Alsina said. But if that's what works for them, who are we to say that Jada's a fucked up partner or a fucked up person? Like they still chose each other. They ain't got
You
divorced
make your
yet.
bed, you lay in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was always taught you make your bed, you lay in it. But I think we also have to have a conversation amongst ourselves and our babies about your needs versus your wants. Because you might get what you want and find out, baby, you sacrificed your whole self.
Yeah.
And I think with all of these situations we talk about, even with our own situations, I know I'm guilty of it. I will see something and I'm like, yes, I want all of that. And once I get it, oh, nah, that won't
Yeah,
it.
That's not what I thought.
that ain't now for me.
Listen. Like, we have to start looking at things like Maslow's hierarchy. Let's start with those physiological needs. We need food, right? We need security, right? And we need shelter.
This week.
You feel what I'm saying? So why is it that we want what can't even give us no healthy food, security, and shelter? Y'all following me?
Yes, I did this last week with my students. Because it's Financial Literacy Month for those who don't know. So I have been trying to talk to my students about financial literacy. This is something I've been doing since I've been teaching, because our little brown babies have unrealistic expectations when it comes to life. So so as somebody much like you, I have older parents. So a lot of my upbringing wasn't about having the freshest shoes or whatever. My mom worked at Sears, so all my clothes came from Sears and on the clearance, discounted, layaway.
You look good too, didn't you, girl?
Pennies.
Look, pennies, not JC Penny, pennies and Sears.
Right. Okay, because I had an aunt who stayed in JC Penney. That's where all our Christmas gifts came from. So I'm always trying to instill this into our children, like your wants versus your needs.
Yes.
And just because you want them that $200 shoes, like that's not something that you need, because
Indeed.
what you need is shelter. What you need is food. What you need is security. And it's a lot of religions don't understand that. Like literally, one of my students got mad because he has a Gucci belt, but it's fake. And I was like, it's fake, sweetheart. Like it's not. But yeah, because I'm that teacher.
Yeah.
Out. I'm not sugarcoating nothing for y'all.
And you should not.
And I teach all boys. So yeah, I'm the only woman in the class all day long because my staff is male too.
But they need it. But you know what's crazy? I guarantee you mama to every last one of them. You are mama. And this is what's going to happen. Because what age group are you teaching?
Middle school.
I had high schoolers. Shout out to one of my former students here in the NFL now, Makai Bector. But I remember parents hit me up on Facebook, Miss Jones, listen, this fool then got picked up by Henrico County. Can you talk to him? Now I'm rolling over in my bed like it is like 1 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning. What the hell is he doing out in the streets anyway? But that ain't none of my business. But it speaks to the fact that personally, I don't have children. Mm-hmm. But you trust in your child's mental with me. So I always get in this huge heated debate about parents. Anybody with a coochie and a penis can create a child, but that don't make you a parent.
Mm-hmm. Man, I done had this debate on social media before about, it wasn't really a debate, it was me asking a question to people who are parents. Why do y'all have such a problem with people who aren't parents? Just putting suggestions out in the atmosphere. I said, because a lot of my suggestions have come from working with kids. I worked with kids for 10 years. in the school system and in parks and recreation. So
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
like, my suggestions aren't just because, I saw somebody else and it's like I have worked with these kids.
You
And I
done.
do understand it is a difference from being a parent and being a teacher. But all I did was give you a suggestion. So why did that ruffle your feathers so bad?
Because the reality of it is a lot of these parents don't know their kids.
What? What?
So
And you with that child more? And let's just be real, sis.
we
We
are
are with those kids longer than they with their parents.
right. And so when I have been in meetings with parents, and I'm like, well, yeah, this, and that, but they don't do this at home. But I'm like, well, this is what's going on, and as a parent, I feel like they are bothered because as the educator, I can tell you more about your child who lives with you than what I'm saying, than you actually know. And and I've been in meetings where the parents are like, well, what? And I have I've had heated conversations where it's like, just because that child didn't come out of me doesn't mean that I don't care about them no less. I tell my students every day, when you're here, they be like, you're my business because you are my business. As long as you are here and you're in this classroom and you're in this school building, you are my business and you are my responsibility. So whatever goes on while you're here, I am responsible for that. I have to take care of that. I have to answer to that as your teacher. So whatever is going on while you're here, I am responsible for that. And so I think a lot of times people feel like, well, you haven't gave birth. I treat them kids just like they mine. Because if anything was to happen to them or anything like that, I would be hurt. Like my first group, my first year teach, those are my babies.
Yeah.
When my baby got locked up, they came to school, they said, oh, he got locked. Oh, I was in my feelings. In my feelings.
Yes.
As soon as he came
Listen.
out and he come back to school, he knew I was mad at him. He knew it. And it hurt him because I was upset. Not that, his mom and them was upset, but it hurt him even more because it's like,
I feel like he disappointed.
yeah, and he tells people to this, that's my baby. He tells people to this day, that's my school mama right there. Like that she took care of me.
Yes.
And so, and I think a lot of times parents really get in their feelings, but be thankful that you have a teacher or educator that truly cares about your kids. Because a lot of these people that's in education,
Girl, they don't care.
they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. They there for a paycheck.
Right.
Hello. I mean, and my thing, it's so many teachers that don't even like kids.
Mm-hmm.
They just like working 9 months out of the year and getting paid for 12. And let's just call it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, those of us that have worked in exceptional education, it is hard because what happens, you also have that battle between the general education teacher and the special education teacher in the same collaborative setting, because most of the time, those of us that were exceptional education teachers had personal relationships with these kids, meaning these kids would reach out to us, right? Mm-hmm. And would be like, I don't know if I really want to talk to this person. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't want to work with that person. I want Miss Jones to help me. You follow me? Mm-hmm. And then you got to deal with this teacher's problem and the kid. So it's a very interesting dynamic, but the children also have these other issues because of, like I said, the social media and how those things factor into the school setting. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
It definitely is. And I've actually had conversations with my students about social media. And so I taught high school for 3 years. And
okay, all right.
I went to more severe SPED kids, and then I ended up with middle school. Okay. Right. So I've been working with kids since I was 18. So I'm 33. So that's literally been my entire life.
Yeah.
So I've worked all the way from little ones all the way to adults. I tell people all the time, working with Caucasian kids, ED is different from Black ED. I don't care what nobody says. Those emotional disabilities are very, very different. So I've worked
very different
with all of that. And so, like, even with my boys now, I have watched how social media has played such a role in just how these young kids conduct themselves
Yep.
and address themselves. Like everything is about, they literally get into debates about designer, and it's so annoying, because it's like they feel like they have to look a certain way, or they have to have this or be that, and I'm just like, but you don't have to do that. Like, so they notice, with boys pay attention to a lot of stuff. So I like to wear Nike, like I really do. And so they're like, oh, you always come here with Nike. You're right, but I don't pay full price for none of it.
Listen, that's it. But that's the other part. Let's just take it there, though. Let's just take it there. It's like, you know, I thought, right? I was like, okay, now I do want these shoes. My grandma was like, all right, I get you some forces, right? Jordans never really appealed to me.
Me neither.
Because I knew what he was investing in. Now, I'm not knocking your investments. Do I feel some type of way about it? Yeah, but I also understand why you investing, because you already know it's gonna be lucrative, right? You know it's gonna be lucrative. So I understand why you're investing in these privatized prisons. But I'm not gonna support you. And I have a problem that this for a fact. You can't get the parents to come to an IEP meeting at 10 o'clock in the morning, but I bet you they ass is going to stand in that line at 3 o'clock in the morning to get them shoes when they come out.
Listen.
Girl, let's bring it back to us. Let's
thing.
bring it back to the podcast, right? Those of us independent bloggers. Now, we will stand in a line for 3 hours to take a picture with a celebrity, but we won't go to our homegirl's book signing because ain't no celebrities gonna be there. Mm-hmm. Or we won't support the independent artists because they not bringing no clout to our platform, but we quick to follow people that ain't even gonna share your damn post.
No, that's definitely true. Like, I have been to showcases here in DMV, and the way that our independent and local artists are treated is absolutely disgusting, because it's just like,
absolutely,
we really have talent here in the DMV, like this real talent out here, but we don't put our own people on because we don't care. Like, y'all booing
shadowed again by that popularity thing.
Right, y'all booing the independent artists because y'all ready to hear what you're so familiar to, what you know, and you won't be open-minded to hearing someone else's music or listening to something else that's just a little bit different outside of go-go or whatever the case may be. Like, we truly don't support our own. And that's why I tell people all the time, I go hard for my friends. Like, everybody know I'm plugging whoever, wherever, whenever. Like, I'm always gonna do that because I want these people work hard.
Right.
Regardless of what y'all think, these people work hard. They putting in time in their own businesses, their own platforms, like, and a lot of them are truly doing it on their own and working regular 9-to-5s.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's why I'm so grateful, right? That I woke up to my mother and father every single morning. The morning routine was you wake up, wash your face, brush your teeth, come to the table, sit and talk to your daddy while mommy fixing breakfast. Now, all of this is happening in the same kitchen, right? You eat your breakfast, you go in there, finish bathing, get ready, get yourself ready for school, right? How many of our babies are 5 and 6 years old? They don't even really know how to bathe themselves. All they know how to do is get up and get dressed and go to school by themselves. Not because parents are at work, because parents are laid in the bed asleep or laid up. Mm-hmm. So when I think about that, right? And then I think about what I see on social media. And then I think about social media is what's raising these babies whose parents aren't raising them. We have to figure out how to make our platforms rank supreme. Because if we don't, y'all, ain't nobody taking care of us. I'm going to have a whole new hip and I'm going to be trying to carry you with your new knee, and you're going to have a new leg, and we're going to all be trying to take care of each other because this new generation is not going to outlive us.
Yeah. No, that's really real. Like they just don't care, and that is so hard. Like I literally have had moments like, why do I play? Because y'all don't care. Like why am I trying my hardest to give y'all everything I got every single day, on top of dealing with whatever I got going on personally, and this is what I get.
Yeah, I feel like first, it was just a point where they were just adults who felt like they had learned everything that they needed to learn, and they became unteachable adults. Mm-hmm. But now I feel like a lot of those unteachable adults have pushed those same things into their children. Mm-hmm. So now you have children who feel like they're unteachable. They don't want to hear they think they know everything, and it's like the cycle just keeps going. And so trying to find a way to break it. Like one of the things that we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks is, as far as the DMV, is trying to figure out the best way to reach out to the kids to branch into the communities where there is so many shootings and violence happening.
Okay.
It's how can we reach out to them and really get them to say what are they really battling, to the point where they feel like they have to resort to violence in their own neighborhood. So it's really been a struggle of just trying to figure out the best route to go, because I know this generation of kids now is way different than the generation that I worked with. Because my first set of kids, I mean, it was like tough at first, but after a while, it was like they stuck to me like glue. And they actually started to listen to, everything that I said, and they took it with them. Some of them still reach out to me, but this new generation of kids, like, well, I don't know what it is.
These kids, like, even because I started with these kids in the middle of the school year, so it was tough. Having to deal with the disrespect. These new little boys use the word bitch too loosely for me, like way too loosely for me. And so we've gotten better. Okay, we've gotten better. I haven't been bitches too much for the past 2 months. We're getting better with that. But it's just that when I hear them talk about fighting and stuff, like, oh, well, that's what guns are for. And I'm just like, no, that's not what guns are for. It's not because you mad at this person over here and whatever the case may be, now you want to shoot guns. I have students. Oh, I'm from Southeast.
I'm from. Things don't work.
What does that mean to me?
Please. Let's plug this right quick. Let me just say this, guys. Everybody under the sound of my voice, stop using where you from as the reason why you act a certain way. Adults. Mm-hmm. Now I'm talking to adults. Mm-hmm. My friend just moved down here. So, I'm from Virginia, but I live in Georgia now, right? And we had this conversation. She's from New York. She's from Brooklyn. And she said, what did she say the other day? She was like, yeah, because I'm from New York. So today I was talking to my homeboy from Alabama. And he was like, well, yeah, us Southerners. I said, let me tell you this. Nobody really knows where I'm from or grew up until I tell them. People think I'm from D.C. They think I'm from Louisiana. Nobody really knows where I'm from. And I was born and raised in Danville, Virginia, the last capital of the Confederacy. I don't care where you come from. You don't have to act like what the stereotype says.
Ooh, that's a word.
So please stop saying, I act like this because I'm from Chicago. Oh, I act like this I act like this because I was born and raised in Danville, Virginia. And it's supposed to be country.
Like, I don't think people don't understand. It don't make sense. Like, I don't even like when adults ask me, where you from? Like, what do you mean by that? That's all.
No, literally, because my kids would be like, was you from the hood? No, baby, I was
they
born
used to say
raised in Prince George's County, Maryland. I said, I'm not from the hood, but if I
Listen.
need to turn it on and off for y'all to get my point across, oh, I will. And then it's like, I had one of my students, he was like, "Ooh, you sound white." I said, "Oh, because I'm speaking with intelligence."
Can we
I
address
said, "Stop
that?
that." I said,
Can we
"Stop that."
address it? Can we just address it?
I said, "It's intelligent."
I don't like the kids that when you say you talking white, like what?
I've been hearing
What
that.
does that mean?
People speak proper too. So if
Like,
you want to say we're speaking proper,
I literally said, I said, so what do you mean that I'm speaking white? I said, because I'm speaking with intelligence, because I'm pronouncing or enunciating my words
Listen. You know what?
correctly.
Let's be real. Let's just be real. Didn't nobody do that but us. Because guess what? I have no issues from my white counterparts about these, or about this in corporate America. It's always black women.
mm-hmm. Oh
Oh,
man,
that's not classy.
we're the hardest.
But let me put on my short pixie wig. I look classy. I got 18 tattoos, ear piercings, nose piercing, bundles, and fingernails. This is not an indicator of what's in here.
Ooh, exactly.
So black women need to chill. Because what I have learned is that the majority of people that put these stereotypes on us are our own people, and they mad because they want to do it, but they have an image to maintain.
It's interesting that you said that, because I literally made a post similar to this like last week. So, as a young black woman, a little thicker than others. So yes, I can't leave
Girl,
my ass in the car
yes,
when I get to
ma'am.
work.
Come through,
So,
pretty BBW.
okay, princess. So I've had conversations with older black women. It's like, oh, well, you have to dress a certain way, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. And I've had female supervisors who have made me feel uncomfortable because I have ass. I can't leave it in the car, sis, when I get to work. So it's not my fault that people are going to look. It's natural, because if I see a big ass, I'm going to look. That's
You
just
know,
natural.
like, that ain't no Dr. Curves booty. That's real.
Right, and it's human nature to look. But you have had I have seen where older black women have been so jealous of younger black women and how we carry ourselves. And I've always said it's because we are doing things that they wanted to do, but they didn't have the courage to do. Because y'all gonna get these long, colorful nails. Some days I might have a fro. Some, you might see me with braids. In the next couple of days, I'm gonna be Puerto Rican down my back. So, but that doesn't take away, like you said, from what's up here, from my intelligence. And then even I worked in a non-public school, and the administration was white. And the way they would look at us, they could never understand how we were able to build the relationships that we were able to build with our students. But it's like, it has nothing to do with how I look. It's what's up here and my spirit and how I carry myself. Because when I interviewed, y'all saw the fro, but when I saw it, I had braids.
Girl, look, let me tell you what I love. My name is Lillie Mae Jones. I love when I walk in somewhere and they're like, Lillie Mae, and they looking around for Lillie Mae. But one of the things I think we really have to bring home with this conversation is this. Stop publicly checking your people. Mm-hmm. We are the only people that publicly drag and check one another. Now, I'll check people with my intellectually subliminal posts. And I know I check them because I see they feel some type of way. They slide into somebody else's DM and don't realize that the person's DM that they slid into was like, such and such was bothered by your post. And I'm like, keep on slide. You feel me? But stop publicly checking your people. Pull them to the side and say, hey, look, I don't know if that was good. Because our counterparts don't do that. I believe in my heart, and I'm going to tell you this. I believe in my heart that when Donald Trump was in office, a lot of his staunch supporters didn't agree with things that he did, but you would have never known it. But let one of us do one thing. Oh, they going to hell. Well, they ain't no Christian. Well, you ain't no damn Christian for judging.
Right.
So I just, once again, going back to, the businesses, the why, the how, y'all, it's all about purpose over popularity. Like, I was raised on morals, safety, respect for authority, and we're going to go there because I know y'all have worked with kids, and we got to talk about this thing called authority. Now, we haven't had any major shootings, right? But they are still happening. People just aren't dying. So there's a conversation that needs to be had about what respect for authority looks like. And it goes back to what you said, like, how do we push into these communities? How do we protect the babies that aren't ours? Because I'm sick of y'all with this not my baby, not my problem. They are our problems. Half of us wouldn't be here today if we didn't have a village.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure out how to push into marginalized communities where individuals feel that it's normal. Because there's a difference. There's a difference between marginalized communities where they feel marginalized. But you got marginalized communities where they've been raised that this is normal, this is intergenerational transmission, and we're going to keep doing this because as long as we do this, we don't have to answer to the white man. And let's just call it what it is. That's how they feel. And so I battle with that.
Yeah.
I battle with that because sometimes that white man might be the one to give you the biggest opportunity of your life while your own people setting you up for failure. So we have to address our own shit first and stop bringing the white man into everything. We got to stop using slavery as the crutch. We know we still battling with the traumatic effects of slavery, but our generation, we won't out there in them fields. So we got to cut it out and stop teaching it to the kids. Let's teach them what it was, but let's also teach them what it looks like in 2022. And them Balenciagas is keeping your ass enslaved. Because you don't own them. You paying the person that owns them. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's so many things that we have to demystify. But y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really hopeful about a lot of it. And I try to be positive Patty, right? But I also have to be real with myself and say that you two are rare. You two are rare. Because you have cultivated something in an area that I grew up in, because my aunt been in Southeast DC since 1956. So coming there and spending time and getting the best of both worlds, girl, she over there off of Benning Road and where Benning Road and Southern Avenue connect. Y'all know.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, okay.
Everything. Growing up over, let me tell you something, and I love every minute of it. Because I'm coming from Danville, right? Man, I love to go to DC. Until I start driving, are them kids still up there stealing cars? Y'all, they tried to steal my car one night. Me and my cousin Kim got in the van. We rode all through Central City to find them little ninjas because they tried to take the tags off my car and steal it.
Yeah,
Well, they stealing ties right now.
They still in ties. Well, they are having
ties.
carjackings, and the carjackings have
Yeah.
increased amongst the youth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been stealing tires.
But think about it. I am 36 years old. If they were doing this 20 years ago, and we're talking about trying to fix it, so think about it. The children of the children that were doing it 20 years ago are doing it now.
Mm-hmm. It's just trying to, I think, break that generational curse. It's just like
generational curses, and then the things that are pushed on from generation to generation. Like how we spoke about before, how a lot of things that are taught to us might not have been the right way, but being able to acknowledge that it's okay to go a different way than what you were taught.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and you're not selling out, because that's the other thing. Oh, you a sellout? Well,
right? They call you a sellout, or they say you're being disrespectful. Like,
but also that thought of some people that are in the hood feeling like they gotta have a whole hood on their back, and it's just like you don't. Like, you gotta do what's best for you. And I think that's something that even as Black people as a whole, is we have to learn to be selfish with ourselves. And it's not saying that you can't be there for your family, but a lot of times what keeps some of us from being successful is we're too worried about our family. When you gotta be selfish with yourself, because you got to get yourself out of the situation first, then maybe others will follow suit. Or maybe you can help push everybody else, but you can't have this sense where I got to make it with the whole hood on my back. Because those are the same people that will turn their backs on you. Those are the same people that once you do make it, oh, look at you, you a sellout. You done became this, you done became that. Oh, you think you too good to do this and do that. No, you found a outlet and made something better of yourself. Yes. And we have to get away from that, because I even see that in my own family, like where I have cousins who are a little bit older than me, or we're all in the same age, but y'all feel some type of way about me or certain cousins that I'm close to because we became successful, but you had the same opportunities that I had. You just chose to do whatever you chose to do. And now that I'm doing better or I'm more successful, now it's the issue. Now it's the jealousy and all that. But a lot of people have had the same opportunities, but I chose to be selfish with myself, because at the end of the day, I came in this world by myself. I'm going to leave by myself.
That's where a lot of hate comes from, though. So they see something that they weren't able to do. That's where a lot of hate comes.
But then you also don't know what people had to go through to even get what they had.
That's why I tell people all the time, like, be careful what you wish for, because you wishing that you had what somebody else had, and then you don't know what they had to go through to get to that point. So you got to be direct. How we talk about manifestations, you got to be direct with what you want, about how you're going to get it, how you want to get it. Because these paths that it took to get here, I guarantee 9 times out of 10, what you asking for, you ain't going to be able to handle that.
And I agree 100%. Like, I look around and I think about the fact that there are so many things that I did. Like, if we really tell the truth about all of the academia, y'all, that won't me. It won't even my mom and dad. It was my extended family and church family that made me feel like I was a straight A student all through school. I got to do all these things. Like, my mother and father never placed those expectations on us. You know what my mother and father made us do? The expectations they put on us. I was always morbidly obese. My mother put me in gymnastics. In 1989, my mother put me in gymnastics. At 4 years old, I'm a guesstimate, I was probably about 80 pounds. Y'all know all them other little white girls were like 40 or 50 pounds. Mm-hmm. But she put me at about 80 or 90 pounds in gymnastics with those little girls. And believe it or not, I was thinking about it today. And I was like, mommy did that because she knew what I was going to be up against in this world. But she knew what I was going to be up against in this world from my people, not from them.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted me to be able to withstand the adversity. And she wanted me to be able to compete in a league not made for me. And guys, I think about it sometimes, but it wasn't until today that I really realized I have been fighting and knocking down doors all my life that I really didn't realize were doors that I had to knock down. Because for me, I thought it was normal. And so when I look at the things that they made us do versus the things that I did because I felt like society expected me to do, and now to be able to do the things that we're talking about at 36 years old, I'm finally doing what I wanted to do at 20. Because all I really wanted to do was sing, play the piano, and the saxophone. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. But that wasn't acceptable. Mommy and daddy didn't say that. But it goes back to what we were saying earlier. All of these outside influences impact us.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I'm going to be real. Now my petty is real. That's why I do certain things because now I did everything y'all want me to do. Now watch me act like a fool just so you can't say nothing. Because see, now you can't say, oh, well, I knew she was going to da 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 da. Because see, I did everything y'all wanted me to do that y'all really wanted me to attempt and fail at. Now I really act a plumb fool because I am there.
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, that's a lot of times why I say the things I say, I wear the things I wear, and I do the things I do because I know those people are watching. And some of them still call my mother and say, you know, Lillie Mae was cussing on that computer. And my mama said, well, she cussed here too. I cuss. And then I'll never forget it. And this was before, like a couple of years ago. My mom asked somebody, mother, well, how your child doing with all them kids with them different men? Yes, because this was the thing. And guys, I'm telling you, church hurt is real. It was this old lady in my church named Miss
Don't
Essie
get me
Wilson.
started on church hurt.
Y'all, Miss Essie was so mean. Miss Essie, so my brother 5 years older than me. That's when I started fighting because of that Miss Essie. So Miss Essie used to make my brother cry. So when I was born, y'all, I have been terrible since I was born. So I had to be maybe about 2 years old and I real fat and knock-kneed and bow-legged at the same doggone time. So I'm just wobbling. And I would never forget, Miss Essie said something to my brother and pointed at him. Girl, I walked by Miss Essie and I said, and walked and ran down the aisle of the church. Did you know that she told our new pastor about 2 years later, that one right there, she hot in the ass and she gonna have a baby before she 12 years old? Well, damn it, 24 plus 12 is 36 and she ain't got one yet. And everything else that's been come through there and did their thing. But I say that to say, people put things on you,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing that they digging an early grave for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those things, all of that trauma, because that's what it was. If we just call it was trauma. That shit bothered me and I didn't know it because I was a child. But as an adult, when I realized why I was doing things and why I was going so hard and why I was doing these things to prove myself, it wasn't my counterparts. It ain't had nothing to do with my counterparts. It had everything to do with all the bullshit I dealt with from my own people. And I am not ashamed to say it.
And unfortunately, that is generally how it is, especially in family dynamics and in the church. It's very strong. With I think people have to learn it's a thin line between earning the right to say certain things and just being outright mean and projecting things onto people.
That projecting part is real. I think as for me as someone who I have older parents, so my parents were almost 40 when they had me. My grandma had her last child at 45. I had an aunt that gave birth at 44.
Okay.
So, I feel like that projection part is really real because out of all of the first generation grandkids, it's well, now it's two of us. No, three that don't have children. So I'm one of them. And just thinking about like how my family dynamic was, and of course there were people that were in the church. So that's why I said that church hurt is really real because I watched people in my family that had these titles of evangelists and pastors and youth ministers, and I watched how they had people had this image of them, but we knew who they truly were and we still know who you truly are. But they would still project their insecurities and their bullshit on us. I had an aunt who thought that I was trying to hook a cousin up with girls, and he was trying to hook me up with boys. And our age gap was like 6 or 7 years, but we were just hanging out as cousins, as family. But because she was out here and had a child at 12 years old, she felt like that a man and a woman can be friends without any type of sexual something going on. Like these are things that I have seen in the Black community. We truly project our bullshit, because that's what it is, onto our younger generation and onto our family because you haven't dealt with your demons or your insecurities or whatever you got going on with you. And even as growing up, like it was people that I looked up to as a child because like you said, I never had like role models that were celebrities. I always looked up to the people that I was grew up around, like my mom, my grandmother, my godmother, like those were women that I admired to be like. And so it's just like growing up, looking at some of the people that I looked up to when I got into my 20s and 30s, I'm like, oh yeah, because y'all really was on some BS.
Y'all were lit. Yes.
You weren't who I thought you were as a child. And so I'm the cousin that's gonna call you out on your bullshit because I don't care,
girl. And then they get mad, then girl.
Yeah, then they get mad because I'm calling you out. But it's like I'm grown now. I see you for what it is, and it's not me being disrespectful because now we're two adults, and so now we're having conversations.
No, you're not. Because guess what? You don't ever grow up. Let me tell you what I learned. And just last night, to our relatives and to our church folks, we're always children. And see, for me, I ain't never been a child. Now I'm just gonna I don't think I'd ever been a child. Because one thing about it, I don't know what I think my mama realized with my brother, I think they probably were like, well, you know what? Linwood is real meek and mild. So let's try something different with this new one. And I think they messed up. I think when they decided to let me be free, because girl, let me tell you something. If it came up, it came out. And to a certain degree, I noticed that I try to be a little bit more tactful with it. But y'all know what I do now? If I really need to turn up on somebody and I don't want to disrespect them, I just call my mother. And I let her handle it. Because she 83, what you gonna say to her? and seriously, I'm so serious. Like now, I'm not gonna disrespect you. I'm gonna let you have it. But guess what? I still got a mama. And as long as she got breath in her body, I know she a real OG. She gonna turn up for the one time. And the 2 and the 3 times. So, I pick and choose my battles. But one thing about it, I know that, my dad passed away when I was 18 going on 19. And I will tell you that that was a major issue. That put a different plan in motion, if you will. But what I do know is that if he hadn't been taken away when he was, y'all, if my daddy was still living right now, I guarantee you he would be right over there in that living room, grinning like a chess cat, chilling, because that's just who he was. I'm a daddy's girl all day, every day. And my mother would probably be somewhere like, look at him, look at him, look at him, just sitting there, just grinning. And she'll be watching sports because that's what it was like. You know what I'm saying? My mother was always chilling in her own element, but we were daddy's kids. And that speaks to another element of what we have to figure out. There's a different confidence to women that had that strong father figure, and there's a different confidence to boys that had a strong mother figure.
We talked
And we
about that.
always want to talk about absent fathers with these boys. I agree that that's an issue, but we have to talk about strong, secure mothers because they matter with these boys. That is going to dictate how they choose. So it's so many different things, guys. I thank you for having such a platform that allows one to not only gain exposure, but you guys want authenticity. And I'm just grateful to be able to be here and sit with you ladies for real.
Thankful. We're grateful for having you as a guest.
Yes, definitely appreciate it.
That's being transparent and talking about some of the things that we're very passionate about as well. Um, what we're gonna do real quick is I'm gonna play a little bit of music in the background, and Fearless Swag is gonna ask you a couple of questions. Okay.
All right. So I like this question because I was in Forever 21 yesterday, and I was looking at some of the clothes, right? And so I was like, it looked like the 70s and the 90s all threw up in the store together. So, which fad are you loving right now? Like, which fashion fad are you like truly loving right now? Yeah, that's a tough question because some of them clothes, even in Target, it's given very much. Celie was in the kitchen making the biscuits for Mister. So,
Y'all, like for real, y'all know something. I don't really follow trends. Like I like weird stuff. So I want something so far out of the box. I don't want what nobody else got. So I don't even really think I'm following any fads. What I will say that I love right now though are Adidas and Chucks. That's it. Adidas and Chucks with evening gowns. That's it. But a part of that too is because I got bad knees and child, listen. I'm about to have this surgery on this leg, girl, and girl, they're gonna fix this knock knee. Woo. So I think that's a part of that.
Last weekend we were in Charlotte for a family event, and so like I dressed up for special occasions, but I'm not a person who likes to wear heels all the time. This is my first time in heels in like probably like 6-7 months.
Was you giving them Bambi?
No, I still walk perfectly fine in the heels. But after like that first hour and a half, I was over it. I said, I'm gonna be right back, y'all. Like, I don't want to participate in nothing else until I go change these shoes. They had like a 360 boot neck. I said, well, just don't get. Look, take all the pictures from the knees up because I'm gonna go change these shoes. Like, I just like to be comfortable. Please, if you're gonna invite me to an event, y'all, like, just know I'm gonna have a change of shoes with me. I'm gonna be presentable coming in, but I'm gonna have a change of shoes.
I need me a good chunky heel. If I got a good chunky heel, thick heel with a nice platform, I'm good to go.
Yeah, that's
but right now I can't wear heels because I rolled my ankle leaving the studio with Bishop King. I'm blaming this on you, Bishop. Bishop King.
Oh man.
Yeah, so right now I can't wear heels and I can't go running, which absolutely sucks. But don't worry, now I'm coming back because I gotta get. It's
Girl,
getting
yeah, I'm gonna be down. I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm gonna be down for 8 weeks. Can't no weight bearing for 8 weeks. So I probably won't get my high heel shoes back on. It's probably gonna be a year. And that's gonna kill me. Cause when I asked the doctor about this, I was like, so doc, when can I wear my high heel shoes again? He said when you feel safe. But when I really thought about the recovery period for this type of surgery, because this is more like an athletic surgery. So it ain't no knee replacement where your tail gonna be bending. Like I'm gonna be up like this for 8 weeks. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
But I'm grateful because it will give me an opportunity to rest. Because for real, if I won't have a surgery, I'll be acting a fool when it get hot. The Lord said, oh no, you ain't gonna be out there this summer. You choose the fruit, you gonna sit your tail down this summer.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part for me because everybody knows like about my weight loss journey, and I'm a gym rat. So
yes,
the last 4 years, 5 years now, I've lost over 150 pounds. So
yes,
gym rat, and so it's warm outside. This is my season. Like I've never been really a runner, but my trainer, he's a runner. He has all his female clients. We be out there getting it in.
That's what's up. And those are things. That's what I miss because
5Ks and stuff.
Yes, a lot of people don't understand. Like even with the weight loss, because I played sports when I was so heavy. Now that the weight is down, my knees were already damaged. So I'm going to eventually, like in my 60s, I'm going to have a knee replacement. What this correction surgery does is it fixes it such that it equally distributes the weight and it lines my legs up so both legs are the same in the same alignment. So that, so yeah. Needless to say, it's going to be hard, but also he was saying it will be easier to exercise once I get through the rehab process. So, girl, I'm going to be out there with you. I ain't going to be running, but I'm going to be dancing, girl, because I'm ready to, once that leg, girl, I'm ready to look back at it. I might do it with one leg, but I'm going to get low.
All right. One more question. So, another question. So, like, what do you do for fun outside of your day-to-day?
Right, the mini hats that you wear.
Yes.
Binge watch my shows or catch up on Chicago Med, Chicago PD, Chicago Fire.
Oh, you like all the Law and everything Order. Chicago.
Yes, The Good Doctor, The Resident. That's really what I love. That's what I love to do. And realistically, because my sisters are back in Virginia, I generally video chat with them for hours because, that keeps me feeling like we're still together. So that's what I do for fun because I'm a family person. So realistically, I got family like folks out here, but I'm a family person and I'm going to leave it like that.
I understand. My sister recently moved to North Carolina, and so she doesn't really know anybody in North Carolina. So when I say she'll probably call me every single day. Like soon as I get off work, it'd be within the 2 minutes. I just finished my job. Yeah, she on the phone with me. We talk almost every day, so I definitely understand having trying to still have that family feeling even though they're at a distance. Because it's some days I feel like our energy can be somewhat codependent on each other because we be on the phone for hours and don't be saying the damn word.
No.
Just be on the phone, just doing stuff around the house.
Especially with the days when we all work from home. So I work from home every day. But especially on the days when we all work from home, girl, we be just like this. But it's just the comfort in knowing that they're right there.
Right.
And that's why I say I enjoy this because you never know how many people have the same mission and vision as you until you open your mouth and have a conversation. You'll be working with people and you think y'all on the same wavelength and they out here chasing clout just like the next one. Yep.
It's an old word right there.
Right. Okay. Oh, let's see where you at.
So I do want to transition a little bit to talk about how you're the executive VP
Uh-huh.
for Sky Records
Uh-huh.
and the CEO of ID 104 Radio. Oh, and so that's why if y'all didn't catch it earlier, I said she wears a lot of hats. And then you've already told us that you still have your regular 9 to 5
Oh
job.
yeah.
I can't imagine how you juggle all this. I get stressed out with my 9 to 5 and the podcast.
So, okay. So it works like this. Once again, I work here by day, right? And a lot of the things that I do are programmatic in nature. So with the record label, the biggest thing I do is build relationships, right? A lot of that is done electronically or events, which I'm going to go out on the weekends, or I'm training other individuals to prepare them to go out and network appropriately. Networking is not just telling someone to follow you and you follow back. Follow up seals the deal in networking.
Mhm.
So with the record label, it's more or less developing programs for independent artists, educational things, teaching them the process of portfolio development and what matters, and not promising them shit that you really not gonna give to them. You know, out of that was birthed the radio station, simply because once again, being able to show individuals and giving them a platform that's not costing them to spin their music or host their shows. So once again, everything really is about the purpose of teaching and training individuals to have something of their own without breaking their pockets.
And so I see how you brought that all the way 360 with the consulting part too.
There you
So
go.
as far as branding and what other things usually fall under your consulting when it comes to dealing with the record label and the radio station?
Okay, now when it comes to dealing with the record label on the consulting side, it's all about program development. It's all about program development. Like, you won't find me, listen, I'll go to the events, but I tell the artists all the time, I'm not listening to your music. I don't care about your music. All I want to do is make sure you don't get messed over like everybody else out here with these scammers and con artists. Mm-hmm. So that's the biggest thing for me, educating them on the business of music, hence business consulting. Also, with the consulting though, I'm more of a consultant in the areas of operations, strategy, and processes. So you would come to me to, improve the quality of your day-to-day processes or increase your business's capacity and visibility relative to how you're working. Okay. So I pay attention to like business models, your business models, making sure that we're working on things that are cost effective and stuff like that. So it's kind of I'm nerdy when it comes to business. I'm a nerd for real. I turn up, but behind the scenes, I'm a whole nerd for real.
Okay, and how many artists are under that label?
So we have what's called the Artist Advisory Council, right? So you remember the school, and you're gonna appreciate this because y'all came out of the school system. In my mind, I thought about the Student Council Association. So I created an Artist Advisory Council where people have a membership and they have access to a network of resources where they always have a mentor or some kind of leader to help them through the process. So we don't necessarily have artists that are signed, which we do have one, Los Diggity, and we had two others who are transitioning out. They're no longer with us. But we have a council of about maybe 10 to 12. Mm-hmm.
Which is different. I did see like the motto of ID 104 Radio was independently dope. That's what for. And I think that is really important for especially a lot of artists. Like I know Atlanta has a lot of musicians trying to come up and get recognized as well as the DMV does. Your face,
right? The face is what took me out.
Yes, and so I know offering them a platform is really big. Like one of the biggest things or mantras that we had for the podcast here was that I don't want someone who's already their name is already out there. We want to interview and talk to people who are still now I don't want to say at the beginning, but they haven't reached that level of popularity within our community. I think the hardest thing here in the DMV is that it's almost like crabs in the barrel when it comes to music. And so just trying to get
ain't just in the DMV.
it's not, but it seems like it's more hatred here in the DMV than as opposed to some of the other cities.
And you know what? Being that I have been blessed to kind of go to and work with people in other areas like DMV, Richmond, Raleigh, Durham, those areas, y'all, it's the same thing everywhere for real. And the bad thing is what really happens. You got people promising these babies that they gonna get them 20, 50, and $100,000 record deals. And this is the question. And guys, for everybody on the sound of my voice, I want you to understand this. How the hell is somebody gonna give you $100,000 record deal if their artist ain't even on? Are y'all thinking about that when y'all listen to what these people telling y'all?
No, all they see is them dollar signs. That's not there.
My brain don't work like that. That's just like, I don't mean no harm. If I'm 240 pounds and you 240 pounds and you about here to tell me you about to help me lose 100 pounds, bitch, I'm not listening to you until you lose that 100 pounds.
Bingo.
For real. That's why I said we are an institution of learning. I can't teach you how to put on for the city, but I can show you how to write your own biography. I can show you how to get your portfolio in order, but I'm not promising you that I'm going to put you on. I don't care who I know. I'm not promising to put you on because my relationship with them and your relationship with them is not going to be the same.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So stop listening to these people that's promising you these dreams.
Man. Ooh, we're gonna have so many drops for this episode, so many gems in this episode.
Sorry, y'all, I don't have time. And that's why the people don't like me, but they respect me because they already know if I say it here, I'm gonna say it there and everywhere else. And I really don't care because I care about the people and the collective impact and not what social media likes.
Yes. So if you could send one message or to have any message that could go out of, do you think that upcoming artists should have a consultant just to go over their brand and how they want to be portrayed and all of those things prior to presenting it to the public?
Absolutely. Because your brand and your package matters. And that's what I tell all these artists. Like they make all this dope music. They stay in the lab making music. But I asked them, do they have a bio? No, I got an Instagram. What?
Mm-hmm. That's one thing.
Like I'd be like, stop sending me cell phone photos. I need professional photos. We need to tell this story. So yes, they do. Everybody, oh man, I'm about to get me a manager. What the hell do you have to manage? All you need is a mentor. You don't need no damn manager. Get your M's together, M and M.
You can really brand yourself. You just have to take the time to.
And that's why I said all they need is somebody to support them through it. But this is the thing. They don't want to pay $100 to get everything done, but you're going to pay $500 to perform at a show that you really never going to get nothing back from. What sense does that make? Also, you can get some content. Bitch, go over there and get you a green screen off of Amazon for $50. Do your performance and then fake it like everybody else on Instagram. Come on now. Y'all know about these virtual backgrounds. You can be anywhere you want to be. Mm-hmm. Everybody was at the Grammys.
Mm.
So, I'm a realist when it comes to it. And that's what it is.
So we're gonna let Phyllis ask you two more questions,
Okay.
and then we usually end our show with a encouraging word
Okay.
or a mantra or something that we usually can run back and that's just inspiring for the week.
All right. All right.
All right. So, you're again busy working woman with so many different hats and talents and everything else. So, what indulgence would you like to treat yourself to?
Oh, Lord. Insomnia cookies.
I want to try them.
You better get some, girl. They so good.
And some of the cookies
And you
is.
gotta wait till the Christmas season and get the gingerbread ones too.
Yeah,
And see, I haven't tried. And some of the
They
cookies,
deliver too.
yes, and they still be warm for most of the time. You get the right
Oh yes,
flavor.
they do.
my
Oh
trainer,
my
you did not
god.
hear that. You did not hear that, but I'm going to give me
But
some
it's
insomnia
another
cookies.
place that they got now in Crawford called Crumble Cookies.
Yeah.
I
Somebody told
like
me.
theirs though.
Yeah, I saw somebody do a review
And they
one
said they
on
did.
TikTok. She was like the crumble cookies was overrated.
Yeah, I ain't feeling them. I'm not feeling them.
Okay, well, I'm on spring break, so I guess I ain't got nothing else. All right. So, what's your favorite dream about your future?
Ooh. Um, having my show on MSNBC.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just make sure I just want to be on it. Just want to.
Yeah, and it's something about MSNBC that I feel like needs me. Not CNN, not E, not BT. I need MSNBC.
BT not even BT no more, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole
Yeah,
nother day.
somebody, it just not. It is not, and is not.
Oh, so the one thing that I didn't get to talk about is the professional boards that you are on media wise. And so I do want you to speak a little bit about that before we go.
Okay, so I am a member, of the National Association of Black Journalists, but I will say that the ones that are near and dear to me would be Atlanta Citizen Review Board, Street Integrity Team. And the Atlanta Citizen Review Board is all about investigating police misconduct.
Mm-hmm.
And the Street Integrity Team, we really get out there and we let you know what it is and what you need to know to make sure that you're protected in these streets. So, realistically, guys, that's really my biggest, proudest affiliation. Of course, I am a member of Atlanta Press Club, and we do a lot of work with education around politics and understanding what's going on with the government and other regional and global efforts. But yeah, those would probably be my major affiliations. And shout out to Georgia Entertainment Association also, where we also have a really dope, cool podcasting component, but we also educate the community on what's going on and try to bridge a gap and be a global hub for anything entertainment.
I'm telling you, this has been one of my favorite interviews.
Yes,
the
yes.
energy.
Oh wow, thank you.
We appreciate you. Like I said,
I appreciate
at
you,
the
lady.
beginning of the show, like you're well decorated when it comes to degrees, knowledge in multiple areas, and just being a multifaceted person. So I want you to give us your wisdom of the week and tell the people how they can reach you. I know you have your own show on the ID 104 radio, so just give all the people all the details for us.
Look, guys, all you have to do right now is go to www.lilliemaecollective.com. That's www.lilliemaecollective.com. Everything is there for you. If I could just say one thing to you, it's the words of one of my favorite songs. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living will not be in vain. And that's what I want to leave you with.
Mm-hmm.
But how we gonna follow up to that? How we gonna... So I guess you can go first. I'm gonna play this song in the background. This song is by Jesse Deli. I opened the show up. There's some music playing at the beginning of the show, but I can't even remember it.
It was supposed to be Yimmy Gang.
I think it was Yimmy Gang.
Judge No Brown. Shout out to Yimmy Gang. Y'all know. Yimmy. Y'all know I'm a little biased with Yimmy Gang. No play. But anyway, I don't really know, y'all. It feels good to be back here. As y'all know, I've been MIA for like the past 3 weeks. Just been dealing with a lot, personally, family wise. So those that know the words of prayer, please definitely continue to pray for me and my family because we definitely need it. But I do want to just say to everyone, like, love on your tribe. Because to be honest, that is who really has been keeping me afloat with everything that I've been going through. And so just even thinking with like the untimely death of like Dwayne Haskins, like love on your people because you just never know when the last time is the last time. And I really just am a true believer of giving people their flowers while they still here. So definitely love on your people. And I know that our generation it just feels like we're very weird with telling our friends that we love each other or that we care about them or we're there. And I have been in a place now where I really do like tell my friends like I love y'all, I thank y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I think that's what we need to do. I think we really need to love on our people who love on us and give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Okay. So that's all I got for y'all this week. Just love on your people and give them their flowers while they can still smell them. And remember to always live fearless.
Cool, y'all. I miss Fearless, y'all. It was so hard trying to do a show by myself because I always use her energy to bounce off of. And so it's extremely hard for me to do shows by myself. But I would say my word of the week would have to be, because I learned this about myself, stop trying to save people who didn't ask to be saved.
Ooh.
Stop trying to save people who didn't ask to be saved because you will drain yourself and your own energy trying to help people who didn't ask for that help, and then they'll turn around and ask you and look at you like, why the hell are you doing this? I didn't ask you to do this. So I want y'all to use that energy and invest it into yourself. And as we said earlier, be selfish with yourself. Get to where you need to be. At the end of this episode, for sure, you will see, I'm still going to show all the businesses that were broadcast at the pop-up shop we did in February, as well as upcoming pop-up shops that will be locally to the DMV. And thank you again, Miss Lillie Mae, for joining us.
Thank you. Your energy is definitely.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely.
Yes, you have to let us know when you come up to visit because we would love to meet you in person. Or even, we've been talking about doing road trips. Maybe we
Come on. Look, my doors swing open on the hinges of welcome. Come on. But I know I'll be up there in September, Black Golfers Weekend. My Uncle Richard, he's actually in the Golfing Hall of Fame. And so they're going to do something to honor him. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Yes. Y'all in DC, y'all definitely got to Google him. Everybody know Richard Jelly Hansberry. Look him up. They know him in DC, baby.
But thank y'all so much to our viewers and our fans. We just want to say we will be having a guest next week. I'm not going to tell y'all who it is. Y'all wait for the promo to drop. But we will have a guest next week. And on Tuesday at 7:30, make sure y'all tune in to the DMV's Vibe Podcast live. I will be live with Mr. Get Right or Get Left to do a live album listening. So we thank y'all. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all later.
Bye, y'all.
Three beautiful young ladies sitting right here. Y'all see all this black excellence. So I want y'all to introduce yourselves and introduce whatever it is that you're selling, okay?
Hello, glasses, and that's it. My name is Kayla, and we sell poppets, bracelets, and soap.
Hello, my name is Lillie, and I sell bracelets, keychains, and rings.
Okay, so they said they sell bracelets, poppet purses, keychains, and soap. Did I miss it? And baskets. Okay, so what's the name of y'all company?
AKC Shop.
Okay, so how can we reach you guys? You guys have like an Instagram or website? Go ahead.
AKC Shop 3.
All right, so make sure y'all support these young entrepreneurs. Here with
James.
And James, you are the owner of
Omnifurs.
Okay, so can you explain to the people what that is?
So Omni means all, rather than all shapes and sizes and forms. Omnifurs in a nutshell means I am all. Like it's in everything, like light, energy.
All right, y'all. So it's a clothing line. That's what I'm trying to get him to tell y'all.
Yes.
He gave y'all what is the meaning of it. I'm trying to get him to tell us exactly. Okay, so tell us what type of clothes do you sell?
I sell sports, but I'm certified in couture. You know, I like the jazzy look. If you want to be jazzy and you want to step out on the scene, I got you. And everything from scratch, sewed it together, everything.
Yeah, y'all see that? That's his shirt. Okay, everything from scratch. Okay, the camera right there. You know, give the people a preview. Okay. Oh, he make everything. Okay. So can you tell us how we can reach you?
Oh, I'm on IG, Omni Movement Co. And then
Okay. So I'm here with
Christian.
and you are the owner or whatever business venture you have here.
Yes, variety necessity products. We're doing all shea butters, socks. We have center shea butters. We have self-defense weapons and natural shea butter from Senegal, Africa.
Okay, y'all. So if y'all need to come get some self-defense stuff, they got you over there. Okay, so can you tell the people how to reach you?
Yes, my Instagram is FLUCSS 202-534-2109 is the contact number.
Okay. And can you give us your business name one more time, just so the people can remember?
Variety of necessity products. Instagram FLUCSS.
Okay, thank y'all. Make sure y'all like, follow. Returning guest. Okay, she's been on our show before. As y'all can see. Okay, so. Alright, so what is your name and the name of your company?
My name is Faye, and the name of my company is House of Luke Beauty 1950.
Yes, as y'all all know, I always talk about her because that's all that I wear on my lips. Hello? Okay, so what do you sell?
I sell lipstick, I sell lip glosses, and I also sell lip liners, and there is more to come.
Period. And I got some of everything. I got almost all her products. Loyalty. Know me. Anyway, so how can we reach you?
You can hit me up on IG at House of Luke Beauty _. That's where I'm mainly at.
Okay, so we are here with Toddler Gang. Okay, the Toddler Gang. Okay, all the kiddies. So tell us what you do, what products you sell, like where we can find you, where we can reach you, anything you would like the consumers to know. Okay, so I specialize in toddler, 2T to 5T. Sometimes I go to 6. You can find me on Instagram. It's toddler_talk. toddler_gang_clothing. And I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Them babies love me. Okay, y'all heard it from Miss Toddler Gang herself, okay? That the babies love her. Our clothes is fly, so you just got the jacket, you know, representing gang. So, is there anything else you would like to tell the people? What made me come up with the name? I can tell you that. I was always known in the family to only watch babies. I ain't never watched the toddlers because they were always bad. Like the temper tantrums, the fallouts, all of that stuff. I couldn't deal with it. So when I got older, I got little nieces and nephews, and they would all come to the family gathering. And I just used to call them their own little clique, their own little toddler gang. And there it goes. Just like that. I drew the logo out, and it came to life.
So there y'all have it, toddler game. They are gang. So make sure that y'all log on, that y'all follow her and buy from her, because I know y'all got some toddlers. All them
Black D, and I represent All Points District. I'm the CEO, owner, designer, creative mind of the whole All Points District.
Okay, so All Points District is a clothing line?
Correct. It's a clothing line that I started in 2018. I've been steady with it, and it's just been nothing but great.
Okay, that's good. So is there a way that we can reach you, like via social media, anything like that, so you give everybody your handle so they know where to go buy your products?
So it's All Points District, ALLPOINTZ DISTRICT, All Points District with a Z. That's on Instagram, that's on Facebook. I'm Lex D, the real Lex D on Instagram too. Just follow me. Yeah, it's a great thing.
Yeah, y'all heard him, y'all. Make sure y'all follow him. All Points District, right?
All Points District.
All Points. Follow him. Follow him.
That's right. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Hey, y'all know the fuck going on. Early morning, waking, baking, fucking bitches on a daily basis. Just texting, no conversation. Give a dick and baby, no relation. Gotta keep it basic. Jug when I'm modulating. Nigga, work is my occupation. Never obligated, listen to the hatred. Just a search sticking, cause you know they hate. Early morning, waking, baking, fucking bitches on a daily basis. Just texting, no conversation. Give a D and baby, no relation. Gotta keep it basic. Jug modulating. Work.